Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today it's gonna be a fun topic. I hope you enjoy it. And the title of the video is "Are Passport Bros Losers?" And quick disclaimer, or I guess the answer to that real quick is no, they are not. But why do a lot of people think this, especially women overseas? And we're gonna be going over that today. And like, what would you define like a loser? Because you know, I like this video goes viral. Like a lot of people might attack me and you call me names and stuff. Because unfortunately, it's the internet and people are just mean, and that's the world we live in these days. But yeah. So like, what is a passport bro? That's a guy that goes overseas to find a wife usually. He's looking for better options, greener pastures, like the grass is greener on the other side, sort of thing. Which, funny enough, like the saying goes, like it's not greener on the other side, but like a lot of times it is. So, they're just looking for a better life. And that could be in the Philippines, it can be in Thailand, and be in the Dominican Republic, um, Malaysia, it could be in Europe, like China, Japan, like Hong Kong, Vietnam. Like there's so many places that men are traveling. Like this is going all over the world. And it started off as like more of a black or African American movement, but then it greatly exploded and they just included everyone, like white people too. And it's like if you're a bro, like you're a guy, and you're going overseas looking for a woman, you're a passport bro. But a lot of women back home got really offended and really angry, and especially like the feminists and stuff. Um, and it was kind of funny at first, like watching the reactions and like the fighting like between them and Filipinos and stuff. But it's like, oh, they're all losers. They can't get women back home, so that's why they have to go overseas to find one. Go to these poor countries because they can't get an American one. And like, there's a lot of stereotyping and a lot of hateful comments and people just being really cruel and mean to each other. But like, it's a lot of it's just not true. A lot of us had women back home. I dated girls growing up. I had a long-term girlfriend in college. I was married. I had like a long-term relationship. We were together like 7 years, and then like we were together 10 years total. But yeah, so like this whole idea, like, oh, these men can't find relationships or they can't get an American woman, like that's not true. Like she had a good job and career, um, you know, 2 college degrees, and making 75K, on track to make 100K, like you know, and myself at the time, I was just delivering pizza, but I started my own business and doing my wedding photography and drone real estate and all this other stuff. So it's like, was I a loser, or am I a loser for like going overseas? Like no, like it's just natural to want a better life. Like that's ingrained in all of us. I don't care if you're a man, a woman, a foreigner, a Filipino, Filipina. Like it doesn't matter. Like everyone wants a better life. Unfortunately, this Western mindset, like, it often comes down to either money, like, or success, or it comes down to like looks and popularity. So like, oh, you gotta go overseas because you're poor, no one wants you. Well, first off, like, if you're poor, no one wants you back home. Like, why do you care? Like these women that get all angry and stuff. It's like because these men are like prematurely like rejecting them. It's like a preemptive attack. It's like, or they feel attacked, I guess. It's like, I don't like the women back home, so I'm going to go overseas and find better ones. And they take it personally, where it's like, well, you just said you don't want them anyway, so why do you care so much? But it's just the world we live in. Everyone's gonna have an opinion and put it on social media and stuff. But like the other one is like the financial success. Like unfortunately, a lot of people judge themselves or judge others based on how much money they make. And like that's a terrible reason like to think someone's a loser, like or not like okay, you don't make so much money right now, or like the key word is like right now, like that's your present situation. Your life could get better. You could get a better job. You could go back to school. You could get educated. You could get promotion. You might come into money. Like like it's so short-sighted. And like the reverse is true. Just because you have money doesn't mean like you're a great person. And then you might lose it all. Like rich people lose all their money all the time and go bankrupt and stuff. Like bad investments or something goes wrong or like all this stuff. So like this whole idea, like, oh, they're a loser because they're not making 100K plus a year or they're not a millionaire. They're working minimum wage at McDonald's. Like that's so like it's mean, but it's also like just so like um materialistic. Like people have hearts, people have souls, they have a conscience, they have, like you're not a loser based on how much money you make. You can always make more money. You can always make less money. You can always get rich. You can always lose it all. Like it's just life. Like it rains and pours like good and evil. Like you know what I mean? So like this whole idea like, oh, you know, they can't get, and like that's also really sad. Like you can't get a woman if you're not rich. Like I mean that's why like so many men overseas, like in America in the West, are like giving up on dating and marriage altogether because like a lot of the women back home have like huge unrealistic expectations, and they want that like 6'4" man with abs making 100K a year, who's like handsome and very experienced in bed and giant, decent. Like they want, and like you can have some of that, but to have all of that is like very, very unlikely. Like statistically, it's like less than 5% of the population. And hookup culture and the internet dating and social media has just made all that worse. To where before, like in a small town, you would kind of see your options and pick the best one, and now it's like, well, they have access to the whole world, and they've hooked up with like a funny guy, and they hooked up with the rich guy, and they hooked up with the tall guy, and now all of a sudden they think they can get a tall, rich, funny guy. It's like, no, you hooked up with one of each of those, and you might have been able to get one of them, but to get a guy that has all of those qualities is going to be harder, and like hooking up is different than putting a ring on it. So like that's a huge difference, but some of them don't see it that way, and they hooked up enough. They're like, oh, I can get these guys. Well, like, no, you can't because no one's committing. You can sleep with them maybe, but they're not giving you that long-term commitment. But yeah, I don't want to make this like too anti, FNS or women or whatever. I'm just saying like, what this is why men are going overseas, why they're going looking for better options, and anyone that calls them a loser, either is misinformed or ignorant, or they're just making judgments and classifying people or broad strokes. And like I mean some might be like maybe they're not very good at talking with women or whatever, they don't have a lot of luck back home or whatever, like even then, like, okay, it's just like a social skill, and you just need to practice and learn. And then like if they charisma and stuff, and if they never had that opportunity back home, like how are they going to improve? So you go to a different setting where suddenly you're not average or below average. Now you're like one of the ones that top of the pick, and you might develop those social skills. But yeah, that's this video. I fully expect some pushback. Especially if this video does go viral. I don't know if it will or not, but it's just the world we live in, unfortunately. But yeah, it's very natural for people wanting a better life. It's natural for foreigners, it's natural for Filipinos and Filipinas. Like it's natural for women. Like women do it all the time. They try to find a good man or a rich husband or whatever else. Like it's just natural to want a better life, to go back to school, to work hard to get that promotion. Like it is what it is. I don't know why it's so weird for some people, why some people like why it's such an emotionally charged subject, and they gotta attack people, and if they do attack you, like don't take it personally. Like it's in a debate, it'd be an ad hominem fallacy. It just seems like they can't debate. Like so they just resorting to attacking the person. It's like it's the oldest trick in the book. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Not go too long. So if you're a passive bro, are you a loser? Can you not find a woman back home? No, that's not it. Many of us had women, and then we looked around and didn't like our options. And like going to a restaurant, you don't like your options, you're allowed to leave and go to a different restaurant. Nothing looks appealing to you. Yeah, and like you have that right, and just like women have the right to be picky or to choose what kind of man they want, men also have the right to be picky and choose what kind of woman they want. And I'm gonna end on that note. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more, and the like button for more videos like this. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself. God bless. Peace.